Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Megan Connor, and I'm the Deputy Director of Bar Programs and Engagement at the Virginia State Bar. And I'd like to welcome you to today's Lunch and Learn program, MCLE Essentials, Requirements, Reporting, and Resources. Today's program will walk attorneys through the annual regulatory compliance requirements, demonstrate how to certify MCLE hours online, and highlight free and low-cost MCLE opportunities in addition to answering common questions. The VSB's virtual Lunch and Learn series offers monthly CLEs and informational webinars featuring topics of interest to members of the bar. We hope you continue to tune in from your desk to learn more about the programs and initiatives of the VSB. Just a few housekeeping announcements before I turn the program over to our presenters today. First and foremost, this program is not eligible for MCLE credit. Throughout the presentation, you may use the questions feature to submit your questions to the presenters. Questions will be addressed at the end of today's program. And now I'd like to introduce today's speakers. First, we have DaVida Davis, who joined the Virginia State Bar in 2017 as clerk of the disciplinary system. In 2022, she transitioned to her current role as Director of Regulatory Compliance. Next, we have Lauren Langley. Lauren joined the Virginia State Bar in 2015 and serves as the Deputy Director of Regulatory Compliance. And finally, we have Mallory Ralston, who serves as Director of Bar Programs and Engagement. Mallory joined the VSB team in 2018. And with that, I will turn the mic over to my colleagues.
Thank you, Megan. Good afternoon. I'll give you a brief overview of MCLE in Virginia. So in October of 1985, the Supreme Court of Virginia approved the rule mandating continuing legal education for Virginia's lawyers. Now, Part 6, Section 4, Paragraph 17 actually went into effect on July 1st of 1986. And in addition to Paragraph 17, the MCLE board also has regulations and opinions regarding MCLE. And those resources, in addition to MCLE FAQs, are available on the VSB website. Our members are required to complete 12 hours of CLE annually, with 2 hours being in ethics and 4 hours of live interactive CLE. Additionally, members should report at least 1 hour of well-being education every 3 years. Now, the deadline for completion of the required CLE is October 31st, and members are to report their hours by 4:45 p.m. on December 15th. Failure to meet either of those deadlines would result in the imposition of a $100 late penalty. Ultimately, a member who has not completed the required 12 hours, reported them, and/or paid the imposed fees by mid-March would face administrative suspension of their license and additional reinstatement fees. The MCLE department staff is available to assist 8:15 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. Monday through Friday, and can be reached by emailing mcle@vsb.org or by calling 775-0577. And I'll turn it over to Lauren.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I am going to walk us through navigating to the attorney login to the member portal, certifying MCLE hours, and touching on some of the other features that are on your MCLE records tab in the portal. So I'm going to share my screen. The first thing we're going to do is go to the main website, vsb.org. When you land on this page, you'll notice a sign-in link at the top right of the page. So we're going to click on this. Bring us to the sign-in page. I'm going to enter my username and password. And I just want to mention that if anybody ever has trouble signing in, either you forget your password and get locked out, or you can't remember your username, please email our membership department, membership@vsb.org, and they will get you right in. Sometimes the username and emails don't quite match up, and we have so many passwords we can't remember. Please reach out if you have any trouble logging into the website. So when you sign in, you're going to land back on the home page. Again, at the top right, you're going to see, hi, your name. Today I am L. Sett, an active attorney in Virginia. So I'm going to click on my name to navigate to my member homepage. The homepage has all your personal information, and there's navigation tabs at the right. So at the right, we're going to come down to the MCLE Records tab. And this is your homepage for your MCLE records. We are going to use this Record CLE button in just a moment, but I want to touch on some other features that are on this page. So at the top, we have the deadlines again that DaVida just mentioned. October 31, December 15. There's also a February 1st deadline for people that are a little bit later reporting. And then finally, our administrative suspension, which is typically mid-March. That date is set in January, so the information here will be updated then. Right below this, we do have a link to our current approved MCLE courses page. This is a really great resource we'll talk about in a few minutes. This is a place you can go to find approved live and pre-recorded courses, including those that are sponsored by the VSB. So if we scroll down just a little bit more, we have our CLE attendance records. And active attorneys are going to notice this summary of 2025 CLE hours. This is just a quick at-a-glance summary of what is on your 2025 record. If you have carryover hours, it'll be listed here. Your total hours will be listed. Required hours will always be 12, 2, and 4 because that is the annual requirement. And then if you've begun accruing carryover credit for the next period, you'll notice credit here as well. And the point of this is to just give you a real quick instant, do I need hours or do I not need hours answer. So for L Sett, I've got 1 hour carryover. My total hours is 1, which means I've not reported anything. So I need 11 more hours, including my ethics and live. And if we come down here, we have a couple other options for viewing your record. So we've got 2 reports, a current year report and a transcript report. And the current year report shows you just that. It shows the current year, 2025 right now. So when this opens, you'll see your name, and then your 2025 record. And so again, L has nothing reported, just carryover. So we need to get some hours on. The transcript report can be used to find older years or a range of years. So if we want to look at a range of years for L, we can select 25, and then we want to see 24 as well. So here's 25, and just below that is my 24 record. It's really important for attorneys to review their previous year records. There's a lot of CLE programming out there. So it's good to know what you've taken before so that you don't take it again. Or if you do take it again, just to know that you can't get credit for it in the same period or in consecutive CLE periods. And this is especially important if you have brand loyalty, if you like to take the same CLE programs or CLE programs from the same sponsors. It's really good to know what your history is. So we definitely encourage people to use this feature just to track what you're doing. And then finally, there's another means of looking at your attendance. Again, L has nothing on our 2025 record, but we can use this again to look at previous years. So if we want to look at 2024, here's the 2 courses that were on her record. You can use this little black triangle, it's a caret, to open up more information. So you can see course ID, the sponsor, as well as the course name and the total credits that you've reported. At the very bottom, there's a link to the attorney application, Form 4, which can be used to seek credit for programs that aren't approved in Virginia. And then in November, when we add the MCLE Form 1 end of year report, it'll display in this area as well. And we can come back to this if there are questions about that. But let's get to recording hours. So we're going to use the Record CLE button to open up our reporting form. At the top, there's some instructions about what you need to report, what you can report, and what to do if you can't report. So you need to have your certificate with the Virginia course ID number. If you don't have that form, you need to get that from the sponsor. The MCLE department does not provide certificates of attendance. Those must come from course providers. We can report courses taken in the 2025 period. If for some reason we have a form that can't be added online because it's a teaching certificate, or maybe the course ID number isn't working for you, or there's some other error you're receiving, you're welcome to email your completed forms to mymcle@vsb.org. And what I mean by completed is that you've certified your attendance hours and signed the form, and we can help you process that certificate. So today I'm going to report a course to L. Here's my certificate that I got from the sponsor. The certificate will have Virginia MCLE board at the top. Here's our course information. And should you need to send it in to us for some reason, this is the information that you should complete in its entirety, and you can email or mail it to us. So let's get to reporting. I'm going to enter the course ID number. We recommend that you use the tab key to navigate through the form. That's just above the caps lock key. When I enter the course ID, this course information will display at the right, and it's a good idea to make sure that it matches the course you completed. Sometimes, rarely, sponsors give out incorrect course IDs, so it's good to just double check that you're reporting the correct form. I'm going to enter my attendance date. You can use the calendar icon or type it in using this format here. If you attend a program that's held over multiple days, you can enter the final day of attendance as your attendance date. My total CLE hours attended is 1. If you attend a program that is 3 hours and you only attend 1 hour, you should report what you personally attended. So just keep that in mind, that the hours up here that display is what the course is approved for, not necessarily what you personally attended. We don't have any ethics hours. We don't have any well-being hours. Once this information is complete, there's just some statements down here that we ask attorneys to read and certify to. If a program is approved in Virginia, these requirements should be met. If you have any questions about them, or you're unsure about whether or not you can certify to them, please contact us and we can talk about it. So I'm going to check the box that everything is correct and true. When you check the box, the submit button that was pink is now gold. That means it's activated and the form can be submitted. Okay, so now we're back on my record. And now we'll notice I have 2 hours reported, which means I've got my 1 hour carryover and 1 other course that's currently been reported. We see now that the course is listed here in my MCLE attendance panel, and there's the rest of the information. And if I want to just triple check, here's my current year report that now has my course on it. So it's always good to just double check that the information's gone through, you entered the correct date, attendance hours. If you ever need to edit anything, again, you can contact us and we'll help you get that information corrected. And that is how to report CLE.
Fabulous. Thank you, Lauren. If it's an okay time now, I'm going to just show you some available courses. We've got a lot available just through the Virginia State Bar. So if you'll just bear with me a moment, I'm going to share my screen. So here I am on the Virginia State Bar's homepage at vsb.org. And Lauren touched on it earlier, the ability to access the list that I'm navigating to now via your member portal. You don't necessarily have to log in to access this information. So here I am again on the homepage. I'm going to go to calendar and then to free and low cost webinars. And on this page, you'll find a list of VSB sponsored webinars and CLEs, and you'll also find a list of current Virginia approved courses. I have the first link open already on this tab. When you click on that link, you'll see this comprehensive list of free and low cost on-demand CLE programs that are available, again, through the Virginia State Bar. The Virginia State Bar is the sponsor. Several of our sections, we have 24 sections, we have several committees, even our disciplinary system provides CLE programs for our members. It is not unusual for us to recertify courses from year to year. Several of these are used as trainings and several of them are just really popular programs. So as Lauren stated previously, if you do watch one of these programs, for example, in the 2024 MCLE year, please make sure not to claim credit for it again in a consecutive year or in the same year. So I'm just going to scroll down through several so that you can see how many there are. There on this page alone, there are over 30 hours of CLE credit available. I will mention that nothing that is currently listed on this page would satisfy your live credit requirements. But if you're in a pinch and trying to get in those last few hours that don't need to be live, this is a great place to start. And then if I can go back to on this page, if I were to click current Virginia approved courses, I'm going to come to this page where if I just scroll down and I don't filter any of the criteria, if I just scroll down, I'm going to see, oops, excuse me, sorry. If I just click find and I don't, oops, my apologies. I'm going to go ahead and put in, let's say you need to complete a course between today and October 31st. So you can enter those date ranges and click find. And you'll start to see them listed here. And if you scroll down, it should show that there are over 744 courses listed. Some of these are on demand and some do offer live credit as well. And you can then further specify if, like Lauren said, if you have some brand loyalty and you want to see which sponsors specifically are offering courses, this is where you would do that as well. Okay. And I think we're ready if we have any questions or if there's anything else that we can show you on our website.
I've got a couple of questions that I'd like to pose that we've received periodically kind of throughout the bar year as well as today's session. Can MCLE hours be carried over from one bar year to another? If so, is there a limit?
Yeah, rules permit the carryover of up to 12 hours, including your 2 ethics and 4 live hours, and you can carry it into the next CLE period. You can't carry it any further than that, but you are absolutely able to carry over a full year's worth if you complete it in one CLE period.
Thank you. Another question that we frequently get is, are MCLEs that are certified by the VSB MCLE department credited in other jurisdictions? And if they are not, how should an attorney go about getting them certified in another district?
That's not something that we really keep track of. So I know a lot of other states have reciprocity with us and they will accept Virginia courses. But as far as knowing if a program is approved in another jurisdiction, we don't have record of that. Getting a course approved in another jurisdiction would be a question for that governing body, whoever might do that, whether it's their court or another bar association. That's something that they would be able to answer.
Another question we've received, what does it mean when a CLE event has the word pending next to the hours it lists?
That means that the program has been applied for and the application has been received by our department and it's currently under review. I will say that sometimes courses are listed as pending and are approved. So I would encourage anyone, if you're interested in taking a course, to use that approved courses list, be it pre-recorded or live, or contact us directly to see if a course has been approved. We've been taking maybe a week to turn around applications. Sometimes applications are turned around in a day or two. So there's a good chance that a course has been approved and it might still show pending on somebody's website. Check with the sponsor, check with us, and we can give you more information on a course-by-course basis.
Excellent. And I think the final question we have for today, do you all have any tips, tricks, things that have worked well to help attorneys stay on top of their requirement? Anything that you would recommend?
It's really interesting because I think it's kind of what works best for each attorney. I think reviewing your record a couple times a year at least to know where you stand, finding sponsors whose programs you like taking is a good idea. A lot of people do that. They take 1 or 2 courses a year from the same sponsor and get their hours done. Maybe getting them done earlier rather than later. We have a lot of people in November and December that just get their hours out of the way, and then the rest of the year is taking courses if they feel like it. So really just staying on top of what your requirement is and trying to be proactive rather than, you know, all of a sudden it's September and oh no, I need CLE hours.
Thank you for that. And I think another suggestion that I have recommended to folks is even though you're certifying online, that paper form that you receive from a course sponsor, I always recommend people hold on to it, have a folder in your office. Just keep that hard copy just in case, in addition to certifying online.
Mm-hmm.
We've received one more question. Does attending virtually count as live credit, or does it have to be in person to count as live credit?
Virtual is live credit. This would be live credit right now if this were a CLE program. As long as it's happening in real time and you are interacting with other attendees and the presenters, that is live credit. And the current approved courses list, you can filter by webcast, teleconference, video conference. If you know you do not want to be in person or can't be in person for some reason, use those filters to find approved virtual programs, and that will absolutely meet your live requirement.
Excellent. Great. Well, that looks like that is all of the questions that we've received so far. Thank you again, DaVida, Lauren, and Mallory for taking the time out of your day to explain these things. I think we have awesome resources available to our attorneys, and as always, the MCLE department and the whole VSB is available to assist in any way. Our next Lunch and Learn program, Mental Health, Addiction, and Attorney Misconduct, is scheduled for Tuesday, October 28th at noon, and will offer 1 hour of MCLE credit anticipated, so that is pending. I've dropped the link to register for that in the chat. I've also dropped a link to evaluate the Lunch and Learn program. If you have any feedback, we would love to hear it. For updates about upcoming Lunch and Learn programs, please keep an eye on your inbox. The VSB news goes out to your email address of record at the beginning of every month. Thank you again to our presenters, and thank you for those who have tuned in today. And with that, I will go ahead and close out the program. Thank you all for joining.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.